This Week in Fish and Wildlife, sponsored by your local Montana Toyota dealers.
Thursday morning, time once again for This Week in Fish and Wildlife. Joining us in the studio this morning, Andrea Jones from the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. We have some interesting work going on out there in Region 3 right now, and we're going to actually be able to show you a little video of it here in a moment, but we've got some research going on with our goats.
Well, we do, and we did. Essentially, the winters when we perform a lot of those capture operations, safer for the animals when we're doing that kind of work. The goats, you know, it's not something we do every day, but we do check in on these populations. We move around because of their remote location, so high up, and it requires specialized teams. We contract with folks who, this is what they do. They are trained in this kind of work with helicopters and getting in close. We're checking in, we're getting a sense of herd health. In this particular operation, we were only there for a day or so, so we're talking 19 goats to check in and see overall health, taking blood tests and whatnot, checking for disease, various things. And we're still waiting for those results, but at first glance, they look to be in good shape.
I think that's a part of this that we probably don't spend a lot of time thinking about. Looking at elk populations, looking at deer populations, you have these great numbers from hunting, and you do have a little bit of that from the goats and the sheep, but not nearly as much. And it's like these creatures don't live right along a highway or anything. It takes a little work for the biologists to get out there and be able to check on them, but it's vital for the health of our population.
It's good for us to get a sense to check in on them because, yes, often the ones that we see are the ones that are down low and being hunted or whatnot. So, yeah, these operations, a lot of times, I know a lot of times the media says, can we go along? And sometimes it's frankly too dangerous or impractical to get up to where we're going to do this. Often we are ferrying those animals, and I think you'll see that in the video. The animals are being moved from a location high up on a mountain to where our biologists or research staff can get to them to do that quick field work diagnostic type of stuff. And then they are basically immediately released after that situation.
Also, before we forget, I have a deadline coming up here next week, I believe, a special...
Right, really important. The special deer and elk hunting permits, that deadline is next Thursday. So, you know, you can do it online. The packets, the regulations online are available right now. A lot of people look for those before they go in, and because that has the most recent changes reflected in it online. So go check that out, get in before that deadline to get your bull or your buck permits, but also some of those antlerless permits now are available through that draw.
That's perfect. Again, Andrea Jones from the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, talking about some research that's been going on and a chance for those special permits, a deadline just a week away.
That's correct.
Right. Andrea, thank you very much.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife was sponsored by Toyota.